Hello from California, this is Sandy from Messy Paper Crafts, your #1 online store with the most exciting crafting items, and welcome to this week's episode of What's in This Box. And today I have something new and something old for you because Stamperia decided to re-release this amazing paper with some amazing accessories as well. So let's get that out. So here we have the old and new release around the world, and I also thought it would be fun to get this back into the store, which is called Sea World, which is also an older collection, but I really love it, so I thought I will show this to you as well. However, let's start with the re-release of Around the World. So this paper might be familiar to you because this is exactly the same paper pad as before. However, if you don't want the 12 by 12, there is also now an 8 by 8 available. And then we have beautiful new rice paper and these really stunning rub-ons. So if you've never seen this paper, let me open this up for you. So as I said, this is a re-release, so to speak, because this paper isn't new to the Stamperia line. It's actually there for quite a while. And I'm very happy about that because that means for the first time ever, I can actually show you some inspiration of cards that I crafted a while ago. I think it was last year or maybe even the year before. So it's not technically brand new. And if you're wondering, do I need this? Or maybe you still have this at home. Do you have to reorder it? Not technically, but I want to show you that first of all, obviously we have these amazing things that go along with that paper. And it's also a little bit different. So the front here, that's now the new design. And in my private stash, I found, as I said, an original paper pad just because I love this paper so much. I have quite a few of them because I love crafting with that. And here, that's what the original paper looks like. So here we just had the blank page. And here you have now these really cool little card designs. And I think I prefer this because here you can already craft them so much from. I mean, obviously you can also cut out bits here from the front. But here it's just really beautiful that you have even more designs. So this is pretty fun. Otherwise it looks exactly the same, except for the last page where you get your fussy cutting. And if we look at this is the original pad, as I said, from our own stash. Here we just had a blank background page. So in case you have this already, this might be the paper that you have. And if you love crafting with this as much as I do, and once you're gone through with it, then maybe you want to stock up with a new one. And maybe you also look forward to have more cutouts here, and especially here in the front. But if you've never seen this paper, then let me go through this. So as I said, I really love that it's also available in 8 by 8. So in case you need anything here in this format, but in a smaller size, then this is available for you as well. And otherwise, I'm thinking this is one of the best papers ever, especially if you love vintage and retro styles, because here these cards, they're so beautiful, really nice postcards. And I have to say, I mentioned this before, but whenever there is something that's almost too beautifully designed, I struggle a little bit with what do I do with that, because it's almost finished, right? You can just cut this out and then it's like a postcard. So you might think, as a crafter, what now? Obviously, you don't just want to cut something out and give it to somebody and then think, okay, did I even craft that? I mean, it almost seems too easy. So I'm quite happy that I can show you some card designs where hopefully it will inspire you a little bit on what to do with these almost perfect postcard designs in here. But of course, you get also these great backgrounds, and I love this one here, especially all this paper. And here, as I said, we have more of these beautiful postcards, and I think this is so stunning. I love all of this retro looks here with cars and trains and the boat, these hot air balloons. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And then we also have the blank postcard, so to speak, on the back in case you want to layer anything. And then here, I think it's really nice that within the 8x8. Obviously, if you needed a smaller project, then this big one here, like this Eiffel Tower, obviously would be a much more convenient size in here. So this would also make a nice card front. And here I think it's probably better to leave it as is for your scrapbooking, or of course you can cut out different elements from here. And of course you have a beautiful background here as well. So that's what I think is really nice. Now you have even more variety within sizes, and then also more things to embellish with. And then I love all of those cards here. This would make a really nice envelope for one of those little cards. And here we have more blank retro postcards where you can layer things with. More beautiful backgrounds here as well. I love this here too. And that's obviously perfect if you like to layer things even further. And with that, I just bring in all of my card examples. And so that you see, I ain't lying when I say I really love this paper and I love crafting with that. A little bit of an idea on all the possibilities that you can create. And here I just stacked up, like what you've seen here was a background. And I love these little gears, or it looks like gears, right? It's actually a button that I found in a package in Walmart. So they have these little, almost steampunk gear buttons. And I just put on some like golden wax to embellish it a little bit more. And then this is a Tim Holtz series here. And here you can actually see a bigger button. This is a gear, so I just stuck up the Tim Holtz one on top. And here I just layered this. And I will just show you some more examples. Another thing that I really love with these vintage looks is that I have corrugated cardboard underneath. And then it just gives this whole paper a little bit of a lift. Let me take this out for a second so it's not so reflective, so that it's hopefully a little bit easier to see. So yeah, as I said, these are all cards, and that's kind of what I love to create. I love card making. And then here we have one of those postcards in the front. Then this background here, I actually created this with Tim Holtz washi tape. So I just stuck a lot of washi tape together to get this retro background. But of course, you can also use your paper pad for that. And then here we have lots and lots of these little gears. Let me see if I can find this so you get an idea in case you want to create something similar. All right, so if you need some inspiration, I thought maybe it's interesting for you to see. So this is corrugated cardstock, and there are different brands out there, obviously. I think this is from Hobby Lobby, and then there's also one from Joanne that has a little bit nicer brown tones to it. This is a little bit more like a gray-brown cardstock, but it doesn't really matter so much what kind of tone it has, because I then go over this cardboard with my finger. I put a little bit of wax on here. So this is also something we have now at Messy Paper Crafts from Sizzix, which is called luster wax. And then I just go in here with my finger and I rub a little bit of gold over there just to make it a little bit more pretty. And without that, it actually loses this kind of retro style. So I just think this golden one works well, or we also have this rose gold. So these are both on our website as well. And I do the same thing also with these buttons. So that's obviously not the original package in Walmart. I really love this tin can. And I just put all my buttons in here. So yeah, this is what I said. You will find in the button department in Walmart like a clear package with just some logo on it. And hopefully you will find the same if you love them as much as I do. And yeah, they're just like these tiny gears. Hope you can see that. And then there are, like you see here, that's a real button. But then you have these clock faces, these bigger gears, and then these kind of hard gears, which almost looks a little bit steampunk. So yeah, I think this is a really nice embellishment, and it's very cheap, maybe $3-4 or something like that. And then you get this whole big package of these buttons. And I think this is so cool, because then with just really easy embellishments, you can create all of those layers with your paper pad. And then, as I said, these buttons I also just do the same thing. I dip my finger in here and go over them, and this way they just look a little bit more polished and not just like a Walmart button, hopefully. So yeah, this way it also looks a little bit more retro and interesting. And then over this car here, for example, I go with some glossy accents, and this way I just bring out some more details and hopefully make it more interesting. So obviously the possibilities are endless, because you can use corrugated paper in little pieces, bigger pieces. You can cut this all out in different sizes and just create it in any way you like. So here again, I just have some embellishments. I think these are by Tim Holtz, because obviously anything retro, that works like a dream with this kind of paper. Here we have another one of this postcard that you've seen before with the boat or with the ship. And then here again, I have these little gear button. Here I also have the heart. And then I just put some more embellishments on here, like with these little stones. And then under there is the corrugated cardstock with some golden wax once again on it. And I think this looks pretty cool. And here I have now this postcard that you've seen before that had the bike on it. It's already like a finished postcard, so you could technically just cut this out and put a piece of paper on the other side, and then you could just write on it and send it to somebody. But I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So once again, I just layered this with one of those backgrounds. Then here is another background on here, and then the postcard on top. And here I also used two of those gears, and then just some little bit of rhinestones, and just to make it hopefully more interesting. And here I used one of those Tim Holtz sentiments, follow your heart. And I think here, see here, because I didn't have this beautiful insert, so here I used bits from here. So I made the card front out of this area, and then again embellished these wheels here. And just made it fun again with the corrugated paper and more gears. So many different options. And one more here, where we have this really beautiful around the world motif, and then more gears and the corrugated paper. I hope that inspired you a little bit on to see what can you create when it already looks like a finished postcard, because as I said, sometimes I struggle with paper that's almost too perfect, because as a crafter you still want to do something with that, right? So I hope that inspired you. Let me know in the comments if that's something you have in mind, or maybe you are just into scrapbooking, then obviously that's beautiful paper as well. And as I said, there are new things within the line. So first of all, we have this gorgeous rice paper. And I think this is, once again, if you love decoupage, absolutely stunning to have these vintage and retro inspired things. And here we have this boat, or this kind of map that you've seen inside the paper. Here we have a page of this. I just think this is so cool, around the world. It's time to let go. Bon voyage. Really nice if you love decoupage. Then here we have these postcards again. So this is also nice for art journaling, because sometimes you might wonder what you do with this rice paper, right? So if you have these bigger A4 pages, I really love to create my own trays. So there are different brands online where it's just like a standard, just a wooden tray. And then I color the tray in the colors that would fit to the decoupage paper that I have in mind. And then this basically becomes the bottom. And then on top of this decoupage paper, once it's all dried, I pour resin. And once this is dry as well and hardened, then this is actually food proof. So obviously you have to see what kind of resin you're using, but that's what I'm using. And then you can use this to serve drinks or biscuits or whatever. And it obviously makes beautiful presents as well. So that's what I love to do with these kind of bigger sized rice papers. And then if you have these ones here where you can also take pieces away without, I mean, sometimes you can also take pieces out of the bigger paper, obviously. But here, if you just use these kind of postcards, then that's obviously also perfect for art journaling, or this could also be a nice background for your card and so on. So there are so many options of all of these projects that you can create with rice paper. I absolutely love it. And then here we have another beautiful rice paper as well, with all of those old or vintage letters and postcards and envelopes and so on. And also beautiful and new in this line is now that we have this rice paper in this mini size. So this is A6, this is A4. And I think that's especially great if you love like smaller project, art journaling and so on, because then it's not so overwhelming, because a lot of times maybe you don't have a lot of time, but you just want to create like a little project, or you just want to do like smaller art journaling and so on, and just test different techniques. Then this is perfect. So let me open this as well. And in this package, you will find 8 rice papers in the A6 style. And so this is what you've just seen. So this little map. Then this is super cute. Here we have again a smaller version now of this map that you've seen with a ship or with a boat on. But then we have this cute whale here. Loves this one. And that's just perfect for cards, for art journaling. Just a really great size. Here's a really cool background. It says World Traveler. Travel brings power and love back to your life. Adventure. Don't be a tourist, be a traveler. Place to visit. So this is really fun, especially for summer or holiday vacation. Then here we have these postcards. Really cute. And then another piece of this map that you've seen inside the paper pad. Here another one. And then one of those backgrounds that you've seen before. So yeah, I love this because this is really beautiful paper, because it's thin enough, as I said, to decoupage, but it's also at the same time quite sturdy. So really beautiful quality. And also what I love about this new line, or this kind of re-release, are these rub-ons, because I think they're just so beautiful. Here I love this Eiffel Tower and around the world. And then here's this vintage styled car, and then this ship again, and these balloons. So that's the Around the World re-release. And I thought, in case you've never seen this one here, this is called SeaWorld. And because it's a little bit in the same kind of vintage, but maybe a little bit steampunk style, I thought I will show this to you as well, in case you've never seen it. The themes, the retro and this vintage style in here is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my other most favorite papers by Stamperia, because it just brings everything that I like together. It has blue and brown and steampunk and retro and vintage. And it could be for men and for women and for scrapbooking and for birthday cards. So I just think if you love any kind of quirky style, but then also this kind of distressed look, then this might be the paper for you, especially if you've never seen it. And then here we have these cool tickets. And yeah, all of those, almost rust look on these, backgrounds here as well. And then here I love these square sizes as well, especially if you love card making and you prefer maybe like a 6x6 style, then that's perfect. Then I think this is so fun here because it's jellyfish, but it's not one of those scary ocean jellyfish. It's almost like a steampunk. Almost like it has some engineering to it. And then gears. So once again, if you love anything with gears, then go ahead, and hopefully Walmart still carries them. It's been a while, maybe a few months since I bought them, but again, here that would fit obviously beautifully in the same style. And even the corrugated paper, I would say. And then also these kind of rust colors here with the rose gold or the gold, because once again, that would fit really nicely together. I hope that you will enjoy them as much as I do. Plus, when you open them, they smell of orange. They're really good. So I think this is a lot of fun to play with those. And then here we have one more fun paper here with this engineered fish. And yeah, you will either find this in 12 by 12 or in 8 by 8 on our website. And hopefully that gave you some inspiration, and let me know in the comments if you're as happy as I am that Stamperia decided to bring this back. And if you want to see more crafty brands and items, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you'll never miss out on all of these exciting items. And with that, I hope that you have a crafty week, and remember, no stressy, be messy, and have fun. See you next time.